And we have the audacity to look at him and wonder why. When thousands of times he watched vivid depictions of human suffering and derived pleasure and reinforcement. We taught him to kill, and we taught him to fight.
Killing is a taboo. There are strong inherent sanctions against it. Yeah, our propensity to kill, forget about the battlefield, especially within an urban civilian setting, is going up. What gives?
Yeah. The first thing I want you to realize is the magnitude. When we talk about crime in America, we usually focus on murder. The thing to realize is, if you were wounded in X hypothetical way in World War II, there was a 9 out of 10 chance you died. If you were wounded in the same hypothetical way in Vietnam, there's a 9 out of 10 chance you would have survived that wound. Now, we can accept the advances, the leaps of medical technology. Well, understand what that means on the battlefield of the city. If we had the same medical technology today that we had, say, 1939, it is a very conservative statement to say the murder rate in Washington, D.C., New York City, Vermont, would be 10 times higher than it is.
Yeah, it should be going down.
Indeed.
With the improvement.
It should be going down. The murder rate per capita has gone up about twice. The aggravated assault rate,
which you in fact think is much better.
It's a far better indicator. And that is just skyrocketing, completely out of sight, without any indication of going. So what you've got to ask yourself, why? How could this happen? Well,
especially given sanctions against killing.
We know. We, in the military, know how to take the safety cap doctrine. We know what works, we know what doesn't. Raise it from 15% to over 2 to 95%. Without a doubt, in my mind, the exact same processes are being applied indiscriminately to our citizens, to our children, that the military applies to the whole
same process of desensitizing, learning to kill.
Without the safeguard, without the discipline of safeguard. Let me give you an example. Let's start at the fundamental level. Classical. Classically conditioned immersion. You associate one thing with another. A lot of us have seen Clockwork Orange. You take a sociopath, you strap him in a chair, you have him watch vivid depictions of human suffering up on the screen, and he associates that with the nausea that he's feeling from a drug which unbeknownst to him. Right. Today we have a reverse problem. We have children who sit in movie theaters and they watch vivid depictions of human suffering. And what do they associate? Their favorite candy, their favorite soft, arm around the girl. And then we watch Pulp Fiction or Friday the 13th, Part 28. Vivid depictions of human suffering, and I ask the audience every time, I say, okay, what happens in Pulp Fiction? Somebody is killed. And laugh.
When they get murdered in the backseat, everyone laughs.
We laugh. Oh, it's funny. We have learned to associate human rapid death, horror, vividly depicted with our own. And then we go to the video arcade and we play the video arcade. You know, police forces, military forces feel that just once every 6 months is all you need to get that patient reach built in. We go to the video arcade and we play these games, Operation Wolf. They never get past on level 3. The Uzi is there and it rocks in your hand and you hear the round and you walk around into a human being and you hit him and he quickly falls asleep and the reflex is built into it. Then some young sociopath that we have built walks out on the street. He has a gun in his hand because we've been taught that it's a violent society with guns. The gun has been glamorized. There's so many factors involved that will put him. Poverty is a fact. Drugs are a fact. All of these things will predispose you. Fatherless America will predispose you because you're searching after a role model and you get this violent role model given to you. But at the moment of truth, when you're a frightened, angry human being and you look at another human being over the gun sight, only one thing teaches you to kill, and that is teaching to kill. And so this young individual has a gun in his hand and he kills reflexively without even quite acting. And then he shows no remorse whatsoever. Indeed, they may feel a little bit tough. And we have the opportunity to look at it and wonder why. When thousands of times he watched vivid depictions of human suffering and derived pleasure and reinforcement. We taught him to kill, and we taught him to fight.
But it seems a little bit more insidious than this. I mean, you've taken up the cudgel of a lot of the people who say, you know, the Roadrunner desensitizes, it impersonalizes death. The Roadrunner falls off a cliff, or the Wile E. Coyote falls off a cliff, and just ends up with a little puff, and then stands up and walks around again.
And I'm not particularly concerned about that any more than I'm concerned about Mario Brothers, where they pop each other's head with hammers. I would say it's a vivid depiction of human suffering, blood, and suffering. What I would say to you is the other half, another half of the equation, which is simply enforce existing regulations. And then we have a rating system on our movies. The rating system says that nobody under the age of 17 goes to Marvel Theater. A simple matter of taking the existing rating system and saying, if you rent one of these movies to our children, or if you let a child into one of these movies, we will bring legal action against you. Now, once again, all we're doing is enforcing an existing code. That's not a draconian step. It's a simple matter of protecting children in society that can't take. And we say the point-and-shoot video games are big, a few tiny steps, and we begin to take the pot off of the pot. And the pot will very quickly stop boiling. Some things will take generations. The real death and destruction that's happening in the city, the people who are growing up expecting not to live to the age of 30, those people are going to take a long time. But the operant conditioning that happens in the video, the classical conditioning that happens in the movie, decays very quickly. And this outside artificial stimulus, which is creating the violence, within just a couple of years, has potential for very quickly wearing. And then all you have to look at is the real violence, the ramifications of the real violence, and you can begin to see the violence.